The battle we're having in the United States right now is a battle about immigration and border, and we have a new administration. And I want to say at the onset, this is not a political thing.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Colonel Channel. I am your self-proclaimed commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and this time I am coming to you with what I call a course of action for your consideration. Now, on this channel, I don't give legal advice, I give colonel advice, and colonel advice I define as this. It's the advice that will allow you to survive the battle, to fight another day, to conserve your resources, and make life as easy as possible for you to achieve the objectives that you need to achieve. And so it's not always the fine picking apart of the law. Sometimes it's the shut your mouth and do something else, because that's ultimately what's going to get you through the battle. And the battle we're having in the United States right now is a battle about immigration and border, and we have a new administration. And I want to say at the onset, this is not a political thing. I am a colonel. I'm giving colonel advice. I'm giving a course of action to be considered by our leadership to solve the problem that we currently have with regard to what do we do about immigration. And we have a need for certain skills here in the United States, and we can project what skills we're going to need in the future. And we know that for a lot of the unskilled labor, those are going to be in the agricultural industries or the healthcare industries or the sanitation industries or the construction industries. But if we, for a moment, assume that we actually need to increase the labor force here in the United States. Okay, well, guess what? The United States is the bright light, right? It's the Statue of Liberty. It's the place where people come from all over the world to have a better opportunity. And if you don't believe that, just look at the numbers. They're coming and want to come to the United States, no matter whether it's legal or not legal, for just those reasons. And to deny that is really to kind of leave yourself in a situation where you can't solve a problem, because that is the truth. And because of that demand, there are many of that population that wants to come to the United States that would do anything they could do to come into this country, and they want to be citizens, and I have a plan for us. So now that so the first part of this requires that we have some control on our borders here in the United States, right? So I think that whether you agree with what's going on right now, that's happening, right? So the borders are being secured. So now what, right? So we still have people that we need outside the United States. This idea of immigration isn't going to go away. And I propose this. I propose that we lease real estate from countries outside of the United States where there are large populations that want to come to the United States. And I'll just give an example. Let's say, for example, there is a large group of people that want to come from the south on our southern border. If we lease real estate or a base, and essentially this becomes a base, and it's called a citizen academy. So course of action 1, Operation Brightlight, is we develop a citizens academy by leasing property, which we have done historically all over the world, right? We have had bases all over the world, and it's in other countries, right? So we have a deal with that country. Hey, we want to get this under control for everybody's benefit. And so we develop an academy outside of the United States, and that is what you apply to enlist in the Citizens Academy. And what is the Citizens Academy? Once you come to this academy, what happens there? Well, when you come to this Citizens Academy, after you apply and you're accepted, and you have had security checks and you've been run, and now just like in our own military or any of our own government jobs of trusted positions, you have to apply for it, right? There's a background check. Well, okay, so if you pass those things, so you're a good person, maybe doesn't have a skill, maybe doesn't speak English, but you really want to come to the United States, and we have matched up, let's just say from the Department of Labor, we need these jobs. We need people that work in agriculture, we have people that in construction, and this is a shortage. It's not taking away jobs from the United States. This is something we have identified that as a need we need to fill. Okay, great. Well, now we know these numbers. So at the Citizens Academy, guess what you learn? You learn our customs, and you have to pass this. You learn our sanitization. You learn about our legal system. You learn about our health system. You learn about communities. You learn all of those things at the Citizens Academy that we, as the citizens, the already here citizens of the United States, have determined is important for us to be able to welcome you into this country as a productive member. That then is the criteria, and it is the coursework that you would complete prior to be giving temporary status in the United States. Now, show that you can execute on all of these things that you learned at the Citizens Academy, and we're going to place you into a job where we have the need, and you're buying into this from the beginning. It solves this problem of constantly fighting about what to do with immigration. Let's make those people, let's consider those people as being prospective workers in this country, and ultimately, okay, somewhere in the future, if they come through the Citizens Academy, there could be an advanced course where you come back to become a citizen instead of just someone who is in here legally. Now, if you've got a better idea, I'd love to hear it. I am a problem solver. This is just a course of action. It's not a political, in fact, I won't even tell you what political persuasion I am, because I'm trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to give the leadership of this country an option, a course of action to consider. And we can either come up with other courses of action that solve this problem, or we should develop this course of action because it does solve that problem. And all the kinks can be worked out. So this is my contribution to the solution to the problem on the border, Operation Brightlight. I want to get it out there because I want to get the comments. And this idea, believe me, can be improved and improved and improved. And if you have a better idea, I'd love to hear it, because I will give you my feedback. But we need to come together, and we need to have a cohesive, common sense policy. This is my Colonel advice for the day. Until the next time, Wolf 6 from the bunker.